YouTube.
Download it from the phone.
Hapo linakuanga na hii na ufala. Na hakuna mtu ana flash yao.
But you use the flash, the one that you cook in the file for me. So
Is it possible you format it for different format?
Tuendelee.
no, you're not listening. Let me show you.
You need to see it from the
From the machine, it's on files.
device haionekani.
Is it possible you format that flash?
Why? Stan, why?
I don't understand why is it that when you're putting it here something. Konde una flash.
And you want me to format mine?
You put Windows.
No, I don't know what you're saying because in my same it has no windows. Kindly copy this.
Can't copy it, it's still something senior.
And then it's your cable. Stop bringing the flash drive.
Rema. Not yet? You can? Not yet.
Was a flash?
Je, ningekuwa nimetuma na email by now.
Kisha tuma na email.
No, nasema ningekuwa nimetuma na email. Changia hii wifi kwanza.
Yeah, there will be fake compatibility issues. Tutaleta mambo mengi. Let's use that computer, that laptop.
The other guys. Oh, the other guys.
Ni sawa. In that case,
Ile hapa kwa hapa
Sasa fanyeni seamless. Huyu atuma email kwa wewe.
Sio nimemwambia tukati.
Atuma email kwa huyu madam. Kwa huyu mzee.
Please give me the
Yes,
email address.
Karema.
see Virua.
Can you type your own email address?
Let's do this. Let's start. To raise value. You do the presentation from there as you work on this. So, is that okay?
That's okay. Me niko sawa.
Okay. Which mic are you going to use?
Ensure that you have all the presentation there.
I have the presentation
Just
there.
yes.
You had already attached the files.
Okay.
Why is it?
From here, who else is doing the presentation?
But I mean, compose.
Compose.
This is it is her.
Just compose.
Where
Yes,
will
no.
you span it?
When she's doing the presentation at the
Ando ile attach.
Kuna mtu atakuwa anamsaidia.
Ah,
Yeye anaelezea.
listen.
Tena utampresentia. Sasa utamsulia. Sawa. Tuondoke.
Sawa.
Let's start.
Kidams
Let's start.
and Kilifi Bench.
Slide. Iko live. Kwako iko live.
Honorable citizens, distinguished guests,
Iko live.
I've just been signaled by the technical team that we can start this function this morning.
Angalia hiyo video. Baada hizo video mbili.
And as a gesture of respect,
Sasa
we should start this function
Nimekutumia PowerPoint. Si uko na ile video?
acha hivyo vile video
in the shortest
copy
time.
hapo kwa video hizo files mbili. Internet. Toka kwa email nimekuwekea video kwa nini?
Honorable Wazinzai,
Imeenda kwa
we are
desktop.
set.
Desktop. Enda kwa desktop. Sasa kuna videos. Nimefungua. US ama Kidams hiyo. The same na hii PowerPoint. Hizo ndo zinatakana. Hizo zinatakana. Still this video. Still this video. Yeah. Nimeona hard comment. Kwa Facebook.
Niende sasa.
Don't remove the flash.
Get yourself.
Don't remove the flash. Perfect. Perfect. No is okay. OBS.
Kwa ajili ya kitu ya kubalance.
Excuse me.
Zimaliza copy. Aisha maliza copy.
Hiyo sound ya desktop.
Wasoma?
Nataka hii frame haiko exactly. Unaona? So kuna mahali unasamanga. Yes.
Review. Scaling.
Yeah. Scale to window.
I see people have said we need to test if you can hear them.
From the end.
Yeah, from their end. Try and project them. Like Sebastian, try and project Sebastian.
Attention, honorable members of the cabinet, distinguished guests, His Excellency is on his way to this room. Can we all stand up, please? Can we all stand up? Thank you.
Yes, I'm good.
Welcome, Your Excellency.
The country manager giving us issues we have here.
Let's remain standing as Madam Jacinta Macau presents us all to God. Madam Jacinta.
Let's bow down and pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you this beautiful morning. We thank you for the gift of life for everyone who has gathered here. We thank you for the journey masses, for all our visitors who have come from far and wide. We pray that this program that we're going to launch today shall realize the development agenda for Kilifi County. We pray that you protect us and guide us throughout the program. All this we pray through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. You can get seated. Your Excellency, sir, honorable CECs, distinguished guests, Your Excellency, allow us to apologize most profusely to have started this function a bit late, and not a bit late, but late. We apologize for this. The technical team had some challenges, but they have signaled us that they are ready to go. Can we have a session of introductions? And we'll start our visitors, distinguished guests. Manasseh, can you pass in the microphone, please? Introductions. Our visitors.
Morning, everyone.
If you can stand up, we'll appreciate it.
Morning, everyone.
Very good morning to you.
Yes, thank you for this wonderful opportunity for the launch of the system today. My name is Violet Odhiambo from DBRICS International, the consultant team that is in charge of developing the system. We appreciate the presence of His Excellency the Governor for the launch of the system. Thank you. I'd like to pass the microphone to my colleagues.
Good morning, everyone.
Very good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, my name is Francis Kibunja. I'm the system developer who is leading the team which is developing the system. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Esther Chamche, and I'm the project manager of the team that is developing the system. Thank you.
His Excellency says we can hear you. The small room, I think we don't need to circulate the microphone. If you can stand up, our visitors, please introduce yourself. A bit louder, if you can. Hurry it up a bit. We are behind schedule, please.
Good morning. My name is Abraham Mistari. I represent Mr. Peter Nightingale, chairperson of Kilifi County.
Thank you. Very good morning to you, sir. Thank you. Next. Very good morning to you, sir. Thank you. If you can raise up your voice a little bit so that His Excellency can hear you Thank you. Thank you very much. Madam?
Good morning.
Very good morning to you, madam.
My name is Anita Menza, chairing Water Project.
Thank you, Madam Benza. Thank you.
Good morning.
Very good morning to you, sir.
My name is Dr. Mumbai. I'm from the National Environment Resources.
Thank you.
My name is
I work for the Commission, one of the owners.
Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Very good morning to you.
Everyone.
Very good morning to you, sir. Thank you. Very good morning to you, sir. Thank you. Then we move to the county government side, please. If we can start in front. Thank you. Very good morning to you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Finally, serious. Very good morning to you. Thank you. I think we'll stop in there because, as I said earlier, we are behind time, and His Excellency, I'm very sure he might have another assignment somewhere else. Why are we here this morning? Your Excellency, sir, Kilifi County has over the last few years had an increase in development applications. The Development Control Unit under the Lands Department has had to innovatively find ways of handling the increased development permits and shortage of storage within the limited office space. Through collaboration with IFC, World Bank, the Governor of Kilifi County, His Excellency Amason Jeffa Kingi, signed an advisory agreement with IFC's Kenya Competitiveness Enhancement Program, KCEP, on the 18th April 2019 to not only enhance the county's investment promotion initiatives, but also automate the county's construction permitting process. This, we believe, will give efficiency to the approval process, making Kilifi an investment attraction hub. This is what brings us this morning, Your Excellency, sir, our distinguished guests, honorable members. Allow me, Your Excellency, to acknowledge a few of our professionals who couldn't manage to be here, and some are already here. Lisa Kastner, Senior Manager, Creative Markets Advisory, Southern and Eastern Africa. Sandra Lepina, Global Lead and FIAS Program Manager. Madam Sarah Ocheng, Program Manager, Kenya Competitiveness Enhancement Program. We also have Architect Wilson Mugambi, the President of the Architectural Association of Kenya. We acknowledge your presence here, sir. And Mairura Omwenga, Chairperson, Town and County Planners Association of Kenya. TCPAK. Kenneth Mbai, Managing Director of Ipingo Development Limited. Peter Nightingale, Chairperson, Kilifi County Alliance Association, KCA. And we were expecting, and probably is on his way, Honorable Chair, Secretarial Committee on Lands, Energy, Housing, Physical Planning, and Urban Development, Mheshimiwa Edward Bele. He might be on his way coming in here. Least but not least, The British High Commission today is hereby represented by our brother Francis Muleni Toya, the regional advisor post. This brings us to our today's presentation, Your Excellency, and I'm humbled to welcome the Dreamwaves team who are with us here to take us through this section. Dreamwaves.
Good morning, everybody. I'll be taking you through the Kilifi Electronic Application and Management System. This application was designed for ensuring that the development control services will be accessed with ease and conveniently. That includes the online permits are generated in time. That means we are saving the use of manual hard work to execute the planning services and the construction permit services. What is KIDAMS? Kilifi Electronic Development Application and Management System is an online system where the professionals can easily and conveniently access Kilifi County Development Control Services. Why KIDAMS, or what are the advantages of KIDAMS? One, the system has various government to business services, making it easier and convenient through one, online submission. This is where you'll make your application using just clicking a link, and you're redirected to a page where you can make your application by filling a form, entering your credentials, attaching the necessary document, and submitting it so that it's accessed by the county, who on the other side process it online. Online payment. One of the major advantages of this system is the fact that you don't have to go to a bank to make a transaction. You can literally, and once you've paid, you'll receive an invoice and a notification generated by the system. This helps you keep tabs in terms of what have I received, what email and not paid. And three, you also receive an SMS, whether you are from the remote areas where you cannot access internet at the same time. You'll be able to receive a notification telling you that you received an invoice and also you received a receipt once you've paid for a service. Online assessment and approval. This one works basically for the assistant development control officers and the inspectors. If you look at the application process of certain services such as construction permits, you'll find out that once the Proof 2 has been generated, the system has to go, or the structure has to go through the inspection processes. The system, that's a plus, because once you have, if you can be able to do your assessment from the ground and attach your report from wherever you are, that's efficiency. Online permits. Once you've completed I've generated a sample of submission certificates. And if you look at the certificate, you'll be able to see that it has a QR code. This is for verification, and each QR code is unique to each certificate. This makes it very secure and very unreplicable. such that if you scan the QR code, it will be able to give you the details of your permit or certificate. 2, the permits are signed digitally. You'll be able to, once you've applied for a permit, a given permit, the person processing it will be able to look at your application and sign it online and then send it back to you for downloading. That makes work easier. It also makes our work very convenient and we save a lot of time. I've also shared a copy of a Pulpa 2 form for any planning services. You also notice it has a security enforcement, that is the QR code, and it's also signed digitally by the system users. I've also shared a copy of a construction permit. If you look at it, the Pulpa 2 has conditions that are attached to the system. It also have a QR code, and it also have a digital signature. Finally, KIDAMS will be able to make our work easier, whether you're the applicant or the processor. If you can access internet, it means you can access KIDAM from wherever you are. It means you can make your application and process and have it processed without having to show up in an office or queuing. That said, thank you very much. I'll also share a small video for the transition from the manual way of processing permits in Kilifi County to the digital way of processing permits in Kilifi County. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam.
Hao wana play na hiyo nini yao. Na sasa mimi na play huko.
This video will show you the transition, the difference between the manual way and the electronic way of applying permits. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And in conclusion, that's what we call efficiency.
Thank you. Allow the section.
Digital shoes. Oh, sound.
Thank you so much, Mr. Namuki. Your Excellency, honorable CC members, let me take this opportunity to invite the President of Arterial Association of Kenya to make remarks with regard to automation process. Karibu sana.
His Excellency, the Governor of Kilifi County, Amason Kingi, honorable CECs, invited guests, professional colleagues, members of the Fourth Estate. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really pleased to be here. As you've heard, I'm the president of the Architecture Association of Kenya, and my name is Wilson Mugambi, and I'm also an architect in practice. Who is AAK? AAK is the largest association of built environment professionals, which incorporates architects, quantity surveyors, landscape architects, engineers, town planners, construction project managers, and environmental design consultants. So in a nutshell, we are the hub of all major built environment professionals in the country, and we pride ourselves in promoting excellence in the built environment. So that is our main mandate. Regarding what we are here to do today, I must applaud Kilifi County for this very big milestone, because what you managed to achieve is something that is only, you're the 6th county, so you can imagine we have another 41 to go. And I think you must give yourselves a round of applause for being able to get here. How did this process of electronic permitting start? AAK initiated this back in 2011, 2012. That's about a decade ago. And we piloted Nairobi County, which was then Nairobi City Council. We as AAK actually helped the system in terms of even donating machines, because at that time, you can imagine what the city council was in Nairobi. Everything was beyond manual. It was archaic, so they didn't even have computers, let alone even internet. So we've seen this grow from strength to strength. And over the years, apart from Nairobi, the other counties which are on board on this system are Kiambu, Mombasa, Kisumu, Kajiado, and now Kilifi. And one of the things that I would like to really put out there is that our system is as good as the user. And we cannot downplay the fact that we need to have a very good backend and front-end coordination. I know there's a lot of temptation for a sort of interruption or intervention when it comes to this system. And we may be tempted to go back to what we knew in terms of, okay, let me talk to a certain CEO, let me talk to a certain waziri. I would like to really urge you, ladies and gentlemen, what you have here is an opportunity to overhaul a system which can actually now improve business, can bring a lot of value to the users, and can fast-track development. I mean, Kilifi is one of the largest counties in this country, and I see this as a very big step forward. So let us not hold back from making sure that we enforce a lot of efficiency and make sure that we have a lot of dependence on this technology to make sure that our developers, our citizens in this county derive a lot of value. And as much as we have the system in place, let us also have the capacity improvement. Let us have continuous development. Let us have staff being trained, because the internet is very dynamic. I can assure you, the kind of things a 2-year-old can do on a mobile device, most of us learn to do just, am I right? If IT is bringing in that kind of dynamism, let us have continuous professional development. And I'm sure Your Excellency will be very keen on making sure that we have that kind of continuous development to make sure that our county officials are far with the development control. One of the major benefits that I would like to point out is that this system is going to improve the ease of doing business. And this is something which is going to attract investors. And Kilifi being a major hub already, we're going to look at a major improvement and a lot of increase in investment in real estate. We already have the blue economy going on. And I think this is a very big opportunity for us to make it out there, shout out about it. And I believe we have a lot which are coming in, and only good things can come out of this. Another thing which I would like to point out is that the Architecture Association of Kenya is developing a concept whereby we have one for development control. Why? Because once we have this electronic development application management system, the users still have to onboard people like NEMA. I saw someone from NEMA. They still have to find a way to get their EIA and their NEMA permit going. They still need to go to NCA and engage with that system. So watch out for this space. AAK is actually, together with the Presidential Data Unit, looking at a one-stop shop which can actually combine these systems to the eCitizen platform, such that anyone seeking to invest in the built industry is able to log in, apply for all their permits, and they can still deal with NEMA, NCA, WALMA, mentioned but a few. And I think that's where Kenya should be headed. We are already a hub in South Africa. Let us be the envy of the world when it comes to that. Finally, in closing, I noticed when I read the Kilifi County Bulletin that Your Excellency, you signed the Kilifi County Climate Change Act, which is something which is very formidable, and I'd like to congratulate you for that. And in line with that, the Architecture Association of Kenya is hosting its annual convention this year in August, on the dates of 11th to 14th, which shall be at the White Sands Hotel. And our theme is the built environment and climate action, an impactful way forward. This is a very big thing that's resonating around the world. I think over decades of development, we've noticed that human beings had a very big impact on the environment. And we, as the built environment, are a very big contributor to emission of greenhouse gases, up to the tune of about 35%. So I'm very pleased to know that you've enforced that act. And I look forward to hosting all of you at our convention in August. And I think this is a very good way to continue collaborating and partnering with yourselves. With those very few remarks, I would like to say congratulations once again. And I look forward to interacting with many of you as we make Kilifi County an enviable spot for investment. Asante.
Thank you so much. Your Excellency and all of the system members, may I take this honor to invite the representative from the Health and Development Office, Mr. Francis Baribson.
Your Excellency, Honorable CCs, Chief Officers, all protocols observed, good afternoon. I'm wearing so many hats. I hear others describing me as FCDO, others describing me as the British High Commission. I work for the British High Commission, so these are some of the entities that are within the High Commission. FCDO is one of them. So that's just for clarification. Your Excellency, allow me first to bring warm greetings from the British High Commission and to assure you that we are already working together with the Kilifi County government in terms of several partnerships. And this is one of some of the few activities that the British High Commission has supported together with IFC and World Bank. We gave a generous contribution to this program of £750,000 to facilitate this process. And I stand here just to inform you that this is part of the larger commitment that the British High Commission continues to give the Kilifi County. Your Excellency, you're already aware that we are already supporting a program called SWED. SWED is supporting the municipality of Malindi to develop the urban economic plan. And one of the key components in it is the investment attraction. And I'm mentioning this deliberately because the larger issue around investment is all about the business environment and the ease of doing business. So allow me to congratulate you for having decided to take this journey. I think it's a great, great milestone. As I stand here, I'm delighted because we started this journey, Your Excellency, while I was working at the county government of Mombasa, sometimes in 2014. And I can really attest that going this route is going to bring a lot of benefits to the county government of Kilifi. I bring lessons because I'm already converted in terms of what innovation around e-construction permit is all about. We started at that time, I remember while I was the CC, lands in Mombasa. We pioneered the e-construction permit in Mombasa, and I can tell you, Governor, when we started it in Mombasa at that time, the county government of Mombasa was making roughly about 120 million from a manual system. When we upgraded and moved to the e-construction permit, the revenue went threefold. Currently, Mombasa is way past 600 million shillings in terms of construction permit. So you can imagine what this innovation is capable of doing to the county government of Kilifi. Your Excellency, allow me to also inform the gathering that you are not working alone. You have your peer in Mombasa who have already started this kind of a system. They have already done remarkable transformation around it, and I'm happy to see. Part of what I was seeing here is a slight improvement of what Mombasa has. Because when Mombasa started, things like change of user and other services were not there. that has been incorporated in your system, and I think you have the latest version in terms of what the e-construction permit or the IDAMA is all about. So let me congratulate you, Governor, by assuring you that on behalf of the British government, we'll continue to work together with the county government of Kilifi. We are keen about the strengthening of the municipality of Malindi, aware of the potential it has. It's not that we are ignoring Kilifi, no, but we are appreciating that there are several emerging within Kilifi, and Malindi is a strategic one. So happy to tell you that we'll still continue engaging the county government of Kilifi in terms of some of the outstanding issues that are there on the issue of SWED, and I'm quite sure we are going to resolve. With those remarks, Your Excellency, let me conclude by once again congratulating you, and just a word of caution. As my brother has said, sometimes when you introduce a technology of this magnitude, there is always this tendency of laxity, people believing that, oh, we have moved from this stage, we have gone to the other stage, so I think things are moving well. And I saw as the clip was concluded, when the guy was through, he started reading a newspaper. I don't think that is the intention. I think what service delivery is all about is going on along to keep on improving. So I'm very sure you have a very dedicated team, and I'm certain that you're going to go far. Thank you so much, and all the best.
Thank you so much, Wanatoya, EC, for Finance and Economic Planning, to lead the rest of the program. Karibu sana waziri.
Thank you, Chief. His Excellency Amason Jeffrey, Governor of Kilifi County, honorable CC members present, Madam Sarah Ochieng, the program manager, PESA, who I believe is attending this event virtually. I'll be very brief, but thank you. Your Excellency, this launch of CDAMS today is a culmination of a very constructive engagement that we had with the AFC World Bank over a period of time. This is a journey that we flagged off 2 years ago when we invited the AFC World Bank to support the county government of Kilifi in enhancing its competitiveness in the way we deliver our services to the citizens. And Your Excellency, I want to report happily today that we have received tremendous support from the team from World Bank and IFC through the KSF program. They have supported us in quite a number of development control and related processes. They're also supporting us in developing the promotion, investment promotion portal in Kilifi. Your Excellency, I want to thank you for your goodwill and the desire to have the government redefine the way it renders the services to Wananchi, and this is a demonstration of that spirit that your government is committed to. The launch of the system today, the application system today, is really a plus for the county in terms of enhancing the government processes, but also, as it was mentioned, the capability of things to show information and records which can be retrieved at any given moment. Not to mention the additional capabilities of integration with different. Your Excellency, we have been spearheading this engagement together with my colleague, CC member for Finance and Fiscal Planning and the CC member for Trade. So allow me, Your Excellency, at this juncture, before inviting the representative from IFC, to invite my colleague, CC member for Lands, Madam Maureen Mongovia, to make a few remarks, and then I'll come back just to invite the representative of IFC also to make her remarks. Thank you.
You already?
Yeah, but copy. Nasa kulingin kwa nini yangu ni copy hiyo. Link hapa. Yeah.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Kilifi, my colleagues, CCs, the President of the Sector Association, representative from British High Commission, all protocols observed. My name is Maureen Mongovia. I'm the CC in charge of land, housing, energy, fiscal planning and urban development of the county. Your Excellency, today the county marks a new era in the construction permitting process within the county. And after this launch, it's all systems go. We have been using the old manual system, and from the presentation, we have seen how it has been tedious in having approvals. It is risky in holding the documentation, moving from one department to another, from the developing control, public health, fiscal planning. It is such a tedious process, and the introduction of this particular system brings in a complete turnaround in the efficient service delivery of the construction. And it was as a result of all these challenges that we're facing that you reach out to our partners, IFC, who we really appreciate the support that they gave us of about 81 million Kenyan shillings. And the county contributed 29 million. So the whole project was about 100 million. And we have utilized this project through the support of the service provider that was identified to create this system, who has also taken through the main users through a training. All the development control officers, assistants and officers have been trained on using the same system. The professionals who also will use the same system, who include the architects, the planners, engineers, structural engineers, have also been trained to use the system. And as we roll out this particular program, we are sure that the service delivery is going to be achieved. The other advantages of using this program, the communication between the person applying for the approval, the permit, and the person issuing the permit, the communication becomes easier, and it is shorter from the presentation that we have seen. It is efficient, it is authentic, it is transparent, which all this, when you bring them together, culminates in bringing efficient service delivery and a transparent system that will definitely increase the revenue collection for the county. Your Excellency, sir, apart from the advantages that we are talking about, the community will also be sensitized on the same system. So the main users will be the professionals who will be inputting the system, will be inputting the information. So as a county, we really appreciate the support that we have gotten from the donors. And as a department, we will commit to making sure that we will do our best to making sure that all the services that are related to this particular system are actually achieved. Now, the challenge that we've been having, I'll just raise one challenge, is related to among the people who are supposed to apply for the approvals, there's the owner, which is something I think we've discussed with the service provider. Others who are not professional, how can they be put into the system so that they can also benefit or cannot apply to get, but it's discussions that we are still engaging on, and we look forward to getting results out of the same engagement. The other advantage that we have with this particular program is that it has a cloud where you can be able to archive all the information. Currently, what we do, Your Excellency, I have 43 county staff who I use as the reference point, especially those that were working with the county council. So I have to reach out to them to ask them information, but this system will be able to archive the information that is required, that is approved, and we will also engage with the service provider and see if we can be able to go back and see the approvals that were done before. Is it possible for them to be archived so that we can have this information in our archives and we can be able to use it as and when we need it. So as a function, as a department, let me thank IFC and you, Your Excellency, for helping us come up with this system aimed at making sure that service delivery in the construction industry is actually achieved. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Waziri, for those remarks. Technical team, kindly confirm whether IFC
Sweet. Yes. She can talk.
Is ready? Thank you. Your Excellency, allow me to invite Madam Sarah Ochieng, Program Manager at the main supporters of this program.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello. Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, Sarah, we can hear you on the WebEx. Let's hear from Kilifi.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Karibu, Madam Sarah.
Can they hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you, Madam Sarah. We welcome you to make your remarks.
Oscar, can you confirm that the county can hear?
Yes.
Sarah, there is a confirmation that the county is receiving you clearly. Please proceed.
Marcus, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, Sarah, and the county confirms.
Okay, thank you. So thank you so much for this. My name is Sarah Oching. I'm the IFCE Program Manager for the Kenya Competitiveness Enhancement Program. So Your Excellency, the Governor of Kilifi, Honorable Anderson Jeffer Kingi, the CEC members and members of the county administration present, members of the Architectural Association of Kenya, the FCDO representative, my IFC colleagues and private sector. It is indeed my honor and pleasure to be with you today, albeit virtually, to celebrate with you this critical milestone. So on behalf of the IFC, I would like to congratulate Kilifi County under your stewardship, Your Excellency, on the launch of the Kilifi Electronic Development Applications Management System, Kilifi EDAS. I think we all know that COVID-19 disruptions have brought unprecedented times for both governments and private sector across the globe. So this calls for extraordinary measures to ensure effective and efficient service delivery. And so far, I think what we are coming to citizens, so efforts to develop, deploy, and sustain IT systems during what we can now refer to as normal times are certainly paying off now, enabling governments to adopt as needed. While effective governments are the cornerstone of poverty reduction and inclusive growth, I think increasingly we can see the rising expectations from citizens for governments to perform on par, if not better, than the service standards provided for by private sector. And we can see the case in Kenya with all the e-government and Huduma centers. And technology, as we know, is proven to boost government efficiency, transparency, responsiveness, accountability, and actually increasing the trust from the citizens. However, I think we all know also that the capacity to leverage technology for public sector transformation is uneven. And from what we see as the World Bank Group, this is typically quite weak, especially in developing countries for several reasons, of course, resources and infrastructure constraints and all of that. So what do we do from the World Bank Group? So to ensure that the public sector keeps up and makes the most of technology, at the World Bank Group, we launched what we call the GovTech Global Initiative. So under the GovTech, which is really government technology, this is a whole of government approach to public sector modernization, which simply promotes simple, accessible, and efficient government. So what we aim with GovTech is to promote the use of technology to transform the public sector, to improve service delivery to citizens and businesses, and of course, increase efficiency, transparency, and accountability. So what we know is, and especially in light of COVID, is the machinery of government must be brought into the 21st century. And the goal is really affordable and most importantly, effective. And to this end, if you look at many of the World Bank Group digitization projects, including the support provided to Kilifi, we aim to incorporate all three aspects of citizen-centric service delivery, engagement of citizens, and making this core to government operations. So Your Excellency, sir, Kilifi has taken a step in the right direction to automate government to business services. And this can be attributed to your leadership and commitments to improving service delivery. From where we are at IFC, I can confirm that this has been an indeed fruitful partnership and one that we've enjoyed tremendously, both automation of KIDAMs and investment policy work. And we do recognize that to get to this point, the county government has had to take some really bold steps to go electronic. And then most importantly, to really find resources to invest in this process and in these systems. And this is really commendable, especially with such difficult economic times experienced in the country, occasioned by COVID, and not just in the country, really across the board. So thank you so much for that, sir. So Your Excellency, we urge the county government not to relent in this noble course. We know it's not easy, especially in light of the resource constraints. But the fact is the successful, sustainable, and impactful implementation of this system will require a number of factors to be in place for Kilifi County. I think most importantly, we must ensure that there's really steady and consistent web hosting services, steady internet connectivity, though I know this is not always at the control of the county, but most importantly, continuous updating of the hardware and software, as well as an agile team that can champion this effort going forward. This work is just starting, and I can also assure you that my team will still remain on standby to support you with the post-implementation work. So going by our experience in other jurisdictions where we've done similar systems, Your Excellency, so what we expect from Kilifi County is we expect to see an improved investment climate, which will really ease the burden on property developers, and I'm glad the Architectural Association of Kenya is with us today, and their fraternity, and of course the county administration. It will also boost transparency, service delivery, and really operational efficiency, which will lead to a lot of cost savings as we've calculated in other jurisdictions. So, Your Excellency, I'm glad we do have the representative of the UK government's Foreign and Commonwealth Development Office. So we'd really like to acknowledge their financial support, without which this would not have been possible, particularly with the difficulties brought on by COVID. And so thank you so much, FCDO, for this support. So in addition to the support provided by the UK government, I would also wish to acknowledge Your Excellency, in as much as they're not here, but we did also use quite a bit of financial support from the Royal Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands in Nairobi, as well as IFC's, what we call IFC's Facility for Investment Climate Advisory Services, which is likely applied across various countries in Africa. So through KSEP, which is the program where IFC supports you, so IFC, it's quite a massive program where IFC works hand in hand with both national and county government. I think you're all familiar with a lot of the work being done on ease of doing business, on special economic zones and the likes. That's all under this program. So primarily this program is really about helping both national and county governments improve their business environment, as well as, and most importantly, to really lead to investment generation. And Your Excellency, I'm pleased to tell you that part of the discussion we're having on special economic zones is really in your county with Chris Wilson and his team. So you'll see a lot more of us and a lot more of this program in your country. So in your county. So in addition to Kilifi, we've also done work in Kajiado, in Narok, in Mombasa, and in Turkana counties. So we are also doing this outside of Kenya. So Your Excellency, you also joined the likes of Rwanda, South Africa, Bangladesh, among the really expanding business hubs that have embraced IT solutions for service delivery. So very well done for that. And we really do appreciate the partnership with the Architectural Association of Kenya, and not just with the work in Kilifi County, but really the journey that they've walked through with us through these years of automating construction permit systems, and also really helping us really improve the systems, as we heard from the DFID representative, that from what he saw in Mombasa, this is already a much more improved version, and this is really thanks to the partnership with AAK. Last but not least, I really want to commend the team from IFC that worked tirelessly on this. I know it's not been easy, especially with the restrictions that the institution has put on you with COVID, where you can't travel. So Sebastian Mafula, Husnia Mohammed, Ishinga Dirangu, Paul Karaoke, Kedi Mwangi, Baal Okwenda, Brian Jaram, and also the software developers, Dreamwaves International, for a job really, really very well done, and really under very difficult circumstances. So very well done. On behalf of IFC, we look forward to continuing our engagement with Kilifi County, and also really, like I say, to really bigger things, special economic zones, to ensure that we actually get investments into Kilifi County and create the jobs and economic development that's needed there. So, and thank you so much for the collaboration, and asanteni sana.
Thank you very much, Madam Sarah Ochieng, Program Manager at the IFC. Kindly stand by for the joint launch together with His Excellency the Governor at the end of the program today. And we also thank you for the support together with all the partners that are working with us in this initiative. Your Excellency, it is therefore now my privilege and honor to invite you so that you can give your keynote address in this launch of the Kilifi E-Dam today. Karibu, Your Excellency.
Huyu ataonyesha kwamba inaonekana wale sawa.
Let's all be upstanding as we invite.
Thank you. Let's take our seats. The representatives of our partners in this program, representatives of the different stakeholders today present here, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'll be very brief. Now, we all know that the very essence of government's existence, the very objective of the existence of any government is not only to offer services to its people, but to offer those services in a timely, transparent, and an efficient manner. If you offer services as a government in breach of those three components, then however good that service will be, it may not be appreciated. And therefore, as a government, I remember some times back we did hold an international investment conference on the grounds of Kwani University. And a major aim was to attract investment in Kilifi. Because we knew that as a county government, ours was to provide the climate necessary for investment to thrive, an environment necessary for the private sector to thrive in Kilifi, so as to offer the much needed employment opportunities to our young people. But we walked away with certain things from that particular investment conference. Things that are shared with us, but those who attended mainly from the private sector. Those who had interacted with Kilifi before, and those who wish to interact with Kilifi going forward. Certain challenges were given by users of our services. There were many, but one of them was the fact that there were so many manual procedures when it comes to seeking services in Kilifi. That people will have to endure a lot of pain to get very basic services in Kilifi. People waste a lot of time chasing something that would have otherwise taken 5 minutes to be offered by the county. And therefore, these turned away will be and potential investors. And as a county government, we did not want to lose that opportunity. We did not want to lose this kind of investment. And therefore, the challenge was put on our shoulders. Unless we make our climate friendly to investment, then people will fold and take the investment elsewhere when the environment is friendly. This journey started way back in 2019 when we signed the MOU towards realizing a friendly investment climate in Kilifi so as to attract as many investors as we could. Now, an investor, of course, will want to come to a place where there's ease of doing business. As you're aware, we have 47 of us. And the only reason that an investor will maybe choose Kilifi of the other 46 is when they see certain advantage. And the primary of these advantages is the ease of doing business. If, for example, an investor wants to put up an industry along the corridor of Mariakani, what kind of pain do we subject this investor to get a permit? What time do we waste? How many trips does this investor have to do in our offices to be able to set up that particular industry? And these are the very hard questions that as a government we have to confront. We have to make sure that we come up with solutions that will, one, minimize the time taken for someone to get the approval. We have to make sure that we come up with solutions that will minimize the human interaction, the officer-user interaction, because that's where another weakness was then identified. And that's where we started this journey. The certain components that we have managed to put on the e-government platform, but on the building platform, we were yet to be able to anchor the same on the e-platform of our government because of its unique challenges. However, one of the other challenges that we faced as we grappled, as we scratched our heads on how we can be able to anchor this particular sector on the e-platform was budgetary constraints. It wasn't going to be cheap to put up this system. And therefore, when we went out there to seek for partnerships, and we got partners who are willing to give Kilifi County a shoulder to lean on, so as to be able to anchor this sector on the e-platform of government, to us, we say thank you. And allow me to say thank you to World Bank, to say thank you to IFC, and to say thank you to the British High Commission for coming through for the people of Kilifi. Through their partnership, we managed to put resources together, put up a team together. Today is a high, because the journey that started in 2019 has finally been completed, and the journeys that developers in this country will make to Kilifi headquarters to follow their permits, those journeys will no longer be there. The time wasted by investors knocking from one office to the other, we've just seen the video. The officer takes time to go through them. That is if you're lucky. If you're not lucky, the officer won't be there. According to the video, they're out on official duties. I disagree. Your official duties are supposed to be performed. If you're supposed to receive applications, go through them and approve them. Where else do you do that other than your office? So then which are these other duties that take you out of your office that are official? But this is the sad story that we have exposed our users, our consumers of government service to. But today, that is no more. In the comfort of your home, you can be able to interact with the government and get your approvals done and get your permits done at the comfort of your home. I have personally seen people struggle. I was running through my messages on my phone because I wanted to give you an example of a young man who is based in the UK and has made an application for his building here in Kilifi. and it keeps